Right? Namaste and welcome to Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. We are here courtesy Hanumanji because I feel all my breathwork techniques are a gift from Hanumanji.
Wow.
And, and of course, Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra of S-VYASA, who gave me this platform, who gave me this opportunity to start teaching Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Lungs are in many ways the most neglected aspect of our lives. Breath is something hardly anybody pays any attention to. So I'll just mute everybody. Yeah. Breath is something hardly, uh, very few people pay any attention to. But why is the breath important? Remember, life begins with the first breath, it ends with the last one. And between the first and the last, there's a lot that the breath does. But we take our breath for granted. We don't pay attention to our breath. Because see, lungs lungs don't send messages of discomfort or pain or etc. like the stomach might do or some other organs in the body might do. Lungs, they just keep on working day in and day out like the heart. And there's hardly any uh, awareness of how the lungs are, what the lungs are doing, if the lungs are facing any difficulty, etc. So awareness of lungs is low, awareness of breath is low. And the result is that our breathing becomes, in many ways, improper, not proper. See, most of us have shifted to cities, and life in cities has become sedentary. There's very little movement, etc. Breath has become very short. So when we say short, that means we breathe in, we breathe out, but it doesn't expand the lungs. It doesn't work the lungs to its full capacity. So the problem is that part of the lungs, large part of the lungs, remain unused. There are two lungs, and the lungs contain what is called lobes. Lobes are like little parts of the lung, which are like the ear lobes, like something connected with that. And obviously, they must be playing a very important part, but you don't hear too much about it. The size of the lungs, if you were to open up the lungs, uh, and there are many folds or there are many uh, there's a lot of surface area, but if you were to open it out, it would be the size of a tennis court. A tennis court is a very large area, and that is the amount of area that the lungs have. But we do not use most of it, and then slowly something collects in parts of the lungs and so on and so forth, and the lungs become gradually not proper in their functioning. So they become less able to do what they are supposed to do. One of the major things that the lungs do is, of course, they absorb or they take in oxygen, mix it in the blood, and take out carbon dioxide. And that is the Western understanding of how the lungs work or how the breath work or the breathing system works. And that's fine. But the breath actually does a lot more. Now, how do the lungs expand and how do they contract? Can anybody tell me that? How do the lungs expand and how do the lungs contract? There are no muscles in the lungs. You have muscles, for example, in your arms, but there are no muscles in the lungs. So how does this happen? How do the lungs expand and contract?
Inhalation and exhalation.
Sorry?
Inhalation and exhalation.
No, no, that is correct.
Uh,
But what makes the lungs expand and contract?
isn't Namaste? This is
Namaste.
Kavya.
Ji.
Isn't it the diaphragm
Yeah,
helps that the shape
that's right. Very good.
moves
Diaphragm.
up?
Very perfect. Yeah. So diaphragm. Diaphragm is a very large muscle that is just below the lungs. It's a muscle, when it relaxes, it moves downwards. When it moves downwards, it pushes into the rest of the organs and they tend to move outwards. And When it pulls inwards, or rather, when it tenses, it pulls inwards and collapses or pushes the lungs to exhale. That is how it works. So obviously, that means there is a very deep connection between our bellies and our breath, in, in addition to other things that I'll cover in a little while. So this connection between the belly and the breath needs to be understood, because the belly also has some very strong muscles. So you hear all the time, we hear of people wanting a six pack, etc. And that is okay. You have the muscles showing through your skin, and that's okay. But more than that, it's the tension that builds into the stomach area. The stomach, if you look at your whole body, can you find muscles anywhere in the that you can use voluntarily? In the trunk of your body, in your legs, yes, in your arms, yes. But in the body, what are the muscles that you can use? Who wants to offer? Who wants to offer an answer? See, it's mainly the stomach. It is the stomach that you have some control over, which you can relax and tense and so on and so forth. It can move. There is almost nothing else here that you can voluntarily exercise or work and move and so on. So this is the challenge. Unfortunately, most of the time, for most of the people, the stomach becomes tensed, stiff, rigid, which means that the diaphragm does not have space to move. If the diaphragm does not have space to move, how can it do what it does? And if the diaphragm does not do what it needs to do, then the lungs will not do what they have to do. So the more space is given to the lungs to expand and then contract, the better the health of your lungs will be. But lungs don't get to do it. It's almost like very little movement, very little movement, very little movement, just a little, just a little, just a little. So naturally, there is no exercising of the lungs. There is no exercising of the lungs become weak. Once the lungs become weak, they cannot function the way they are supposed to. And then stuff starts collecting in the lungs, all kinds of, because there is so much pollution around. Many of us have wrong habits, like we smoke and so on and so forth, the pollution, etc. Whatever is coming in, if it is not going out, then obviously it's collecting somewhere and it's collecting in the lungs. One of the major roles of the lungs is to throw out toxins from the body. Throwing out toxins is very important, but the lungs are not able to throw out these toxins because there is no movement. So therefore, you hear, if you go through a lung function test, then you hear about how people, have uh, only 20%, 10%, sometimes in very bad cases, 50% functioning of the lungs. So that means the lungs are functioning only to a small percentage of their ability, which is unfortunate. Ideally, how much do you think the lungs should function? How well should the lungs function? Ideally. Come on, answer me.
I think only maybe 10 to 30% of its capacity on a regular basis.
No, 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 no. It should that happens when somebody's health is in a bad shape, or
Okay.
the system is beginning to collapse. Then it comes down to that much. And that's not a good place to be, because that means any moment anything serious happens and then one is in trouble. Lungs should function much more. So therefore, a sedentary lifestyle, where there is no movement, where the lungs are not expanded enough, contracted enough, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
this causes the lungs to lose their flexibility. Lungs are not able to do what they're supposed to do normally. So when this flexibility comes down, over time, it becomes just not able to take the load. For example, if you want to run, when you run, after some time, your body needs more oxygen. But if your lungs are not in a good shape, you will not be able to run because your body is not absorbing or bringing in enough breath and so on. So, lungs play an extremely important part in our overall well being. If you If your breath is good, every aspect of your health will be better. If your breath is better than it will impact every aspect of your health. Remember, Western understanding of breath is oxygen and carbon dioxide. But the Eastern understanding, Indian, Chinese, or Asian understanding, is a little more. We speak of prana. Prana means life force. As long as there is prana in the body is alive. When the prana goes, life ends. So there is this deep connection. However, if the system that is bringing prana into the body, if the system itself is compromised, if the system itself is not functioning well, then slowly it will start impacting every part of our health. This prana that is coming in, it's not only going to the lungs. Let's test for a while. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things, but one by one. Why don't you turn on your video so I can see what you are doing? And if I need to make any comment or ask you to change anything, I can tell you then. So stay relaxed, be at ease. If you like, you may close your eyes and breathe. Just be with your breath. Breathe and watch how deep your breath goes. Stay relaxed, breathe, and see how deep it goes. Yes, anyone wishes to answer? You may unmute and then say.
20 counts in and 20 counts out.
No, I didn't ask you to count
Okay.
because counting can be because you can count very fast, you can count very slow. So the count means nothing. What I wish you to do is observe where your breath seems to go. You can feel it. Yeah, somebody was saying something.
Goes up to the stomach, it seems.
Stomach, more or less, you mean to the belly button, to the navel, more or
Yeah,
less?
yeah.
Okay, Rajkishore, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anybody else? Come on. Don't be shy.
Up to the
Tell
rib
me.
cage. Up to the
Up,
rib cage.
up to
Ending
the
of
rib
the
cage.
rib cage.
Okay, so
Yes.
that means it's a very shallow breath. It's going till more or less here. So it's a little shallow. Very good. Thank you so much, Ravi. Anyone else?
It's going up to the chest, clavicular region,
Okay,
all the
more
way
or
up.
less. Okay, very good. Similar to what Ravi ji said. Okay, fine. Anybody else?
It is going
Speak.
up to the navel level.
Okay, it's going up. Who said this? Who said this? Up to the
Myself.
navel? Okay, yeah, 1+. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So some of you are saying it's going to the navel, more or less, or stomach, and some are saying it's about the rib cage. Now, if it is going only till the rib cage, or even let's say till the stomach, do you think your lungs are getting enough space to expand and come back? So they are not getting enough space. Ask yourself why. Chances are you will find that there is a little stiffness, there's a little tension in your belly. If there's tension in the mind, there will be tension in the body. Guaranteed. Notice whenever, for example, whenever you are angry, your breathing will become short. Have you noticed? Has anybody noticed? When you're angry, your breathing becomes short. If you're very
Yes.
angry, yeah. If you're very angry, your breathing becomes very short. Right? Anybody else notice? Somebody said yes. Anyone else?
Become very
Yes, that's
You know? That means emotions impact your uh, stomach muscles directly. The effect is felt in many other aspects, in many other areas of your body. But directly, the moment there is any emotion that has become active, especially a negative emotion, you can feel the impact on your belly. And then, because the belly itself has tightened, your breathing becomes short. The more this happens, the more this becomes a habit. Human beings are creatures of habit. This system of ours, the body, the mind, etc. If I ask you, Shobhaji, maybe I'm saying Shobhaji because I can see her face most clearly. Shobhaji, can you make your heart beat?
Can you? I didn't understand your question.
Can you make your heart beat?
No,
Can you make it beat a little slower or a little faster?
no.
No, directly no. But there are things you can do that can cause it to beat faster or slower, but you can't stop it. Usually, I've not met anybody in my life who can stop his heartbeat, for instance. There is blood circulating in your system. Can you make your blood circulate faster just by wanting it to do it? No.
Some exercises can come.
Yes, you can do certain exercises which can help, but directly you have no control over this. The thing that has control over all the can you digest your food, for example? If I say no, your digestion is not good, please start digesting your food a little better than before. Can you do it? No, it's not under your control. It's under the control of what is called the autonomic nervous system. This is what is running all the things in your body. And the autonomic nervous system itself has two parts. One is called the sympathetic nervous system, one is called the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system helps you in any kind of a risky, dangerous, threatening situation. But if you always feel threatened, if you always feel as if you are at risk, if you always feel your life is in danger, then something is going to happen in your body. One is that this will slowly become your default or your habit. You will always tend to be in that state, which means something is happening in your body. Now, what is happening? It's very interesting. When you are under threat, when there is some risk to you, when there is danger to your life, your body needs to respond to that danger. So if there is a danger to my life, what can I do? What do you think I can do? Come on, who can tell me?
Run away.
Fight or flight response.
Very
Fight.
good. That was Kalpita ji, was it?
Yeah.
Fight or flight. Perfect. Flight means to run away. Fight. Either you can fight or you can run away. To do both of these things, your body has to be in a certain state. To bring your body into that certain state, the body automatically channels its resources towards those areas. So your limbs need more flow of blood, etc. Your legs need a better flow of blood, etc. So this is what your body starts doing. It starts pumping blood into these extreme parts of your body, so that you are able to respond to the threat situation. However, if this is what is happening always, and if the resources are being sent into these parts, then some parts are suffering. Some parts of the body are not getting what they should get. Who can tell me which parts of the body are not getting what they should get?
Is it the brain?
No, the brain will get a lot of supply because the
Okay.
brain needs to think quickly. It needs to be alert. The systems that don't get enough are, for example, your digestive
Nerve.
system,
Okay.
reproductive system, lymphatic system. Lymphatic system, for example, fights illnesses, ailments, or any foreign uh, invasions in the body and so on. Digestive system helps to break down the food, assimilate the food, etc. Reproductive system helps your body to reproduce, to stay in that health so that it can reproduce better, and so on. Remember, the human body is 70% water, estimated. If the human body is 70% water, we don't see it on our hands, we don't see it on our faces. There may be some signs of it, but we don't see it so much. It's all there inside us. So there are fluids in the body. The body is filled with different kinds of fluids, and these fluids must flow. These fluids must flow with ease, with comfort. When these fluids flow well and beautifully, then the whole system starts functioning well. What do the fluids do? The fluids bring something that is needed by the body, the different organs, the different cells, and they take away what needs to be taken away, the toxins, the waste, what has broken down, because cells are always dying in the body. All the time, there are parts that are dying, need to be cleared, and so on and so forth. So, for example, in a city, if there are dead bodies lying around everywhere, what will start happening? It will help start spreading disease. That is what is going to happen. Similarly, in the body, when there is, when there are dead cells or matter lying that needs to be cleared, and if it is not cleared, then it will start impacting the body in a negative way. Toxins. When toxins build up in the body's functioning comes down. It does not function as well as it should. So these are some of the reasons why you need to focus on your breath. So just now you did a thing, you watched how deep your breath went. Actually, your breath should go all the way down to the Mooladhara, to the perineum. It should be able to go all the way there. Anyway, there are practices, there are exercises that can help you get there, but that is another story. We can talk about it some other time. Now, second thing is notice the number of breaths you take. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you about 30 seconds. I'll say start. You start counting. And what you have to do is every in and out breath counts as one. Okay? In and out together, that is one. So just count the number of breaths you are taking. When I say start, please start. Start. Stop. Tell me how many breaths did you count?
Two and a
Four.
half.
Two and a
Four.
four. Okay.
Two and a
Four.
half.
Two and a half. Okay.
Four and a half.
Four.
Around
Four.
five.
Four and a half.
Four.
Four. Yeah. Some are saying
Two.
four. Four and a half. Two. Two. Okay. Very good. Shobhaji says two. Very good.
Five.
Five. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone did more than 10?
Four.
Four. Okay. So four, two, these are very good numbers. So if you're taking 4 breaths per minute, and if that is normal, then it's very good. If you are taking fewer breaths now because you're being tested, then it's another matter. It is your normal breathing that is important. So if you breathe normally, and if you take 2 breaths or 4 breaths or 2.5 breaths or 4.5 breaths, it's excellent. No issues at all. But whether you are there or not. Now you will notice, doesn't matter how many you counted just now. Do something else. Relax your belly a little more. Just bring your attention to your belly. Relax it a little more. And now consciously try to slow down your breathing, but keeping your belly very relaxed. And then when I say start, please start. And when I say end or stop, stop. and then count and see the difference. Belly very relaxed. Start. Stop. Any difference before and after? Tell me both the numbers.
1.
1.
Two.
No, tell me both the numbers before and after.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Okay, very good.
2 and 1.
2 and 1.
6 and
Wow.
1.5.
6 and
1.5.
6 and 1.5. Wow, that's a huge change. Okay.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Very good. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, doesn't matter. We've got a fair uh, collection of numbers. Now notice, when you allowed your belly to be a little more relaxed, your body needed less breathing. Now tell me something else. Whatever number, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever this number is, this is something that goes on all day long. All day long, you are taking this many or more breaths every minute, every single minute of your waking life and your sleeping life. And notice, when you are about to sleep, your breathing actually speeds up. You're actually breathing faster when you are in bed. You may not be stressed, you may not be under any tension, but your body is in a state of relaxing, it's in a state of wanting to build back or heal itself. The question here is, why do we need to breathe so much? How many times do you eat in a day? 2 times, 3 times? Okay.
I eat 2
Srilata is saying
times.
2 times. Who said 2 times?
I said 2
I
times.
said, okay, Kalpita ji said 2 times. Yeah, anyone else? So maybe the major meal is 2 or 3 times, and there may be some small, some minor snacks or something that you might do. We don't call them as a meal. ठीक है. Basically 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 meals in a day. That is all that we need to eat. Can you take 2 or 3 breaths in a day and say, okay, I'm done for the day? You cannot do that. You need to constantly, continuously breathe. That means the breath is bringing something that your body needs in a massive way. It hugely needs whatever your breath is bringing. That is why you need to breathe so much. So if you are breathing well, naturally your body is going to function better. And if for any reason you are not breathing well, it will impact your body negatively. Very good. So now we are doing Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Swaskosh means lungs. Shuddhi means purification. Kriya means breath work or act that helps to clear or cleanse the lungs. Lungs are very deeply connected with the nadis. In India, according to yoga, etc., there are 72,000 nadis in the body. 72,000 nadis in the body, and all of these need to be in a state of health, let me put it this way, so that the whole system works well. To be in a state of health, the lungs and nadis should be cleared, cleansed. There should not be too many blockages in the system. Just now we saw how the body contains fluids, and there are many different systems. For example, the cardiovascular system. In the cardiovascular system, your heart beats constantly to make the blood circulate. But is there a heart for your digestive system? Is there a heart for your reproductive system? Is there a heart for your lymphatic system? No. And so many others, endocrine system. etc., etc. So many different systems. There is no dedicated organ like a heart. Heart is there for the blood circulatory or the cardiovascular system, but there is no such dedicated organ to help move the fluids in the other systems. The major the major pump for the rest of the systems is your belly. The more you learn to relax your belly, and if you have seen a baby, when a baby is lying in bed, the baby's belly moves up and down. So if you want to learn more about belly breathing, you can go to my YouTube channel, search belly breathing. You will find 3, 4 videos. Watch them. It goes into detail. We will not go into detail today because our focus is Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. So to cleanse the lungs, etc., especially when we are breathing shallow, especially when the lungs have become weakened because of less use. Just as our muscles become weak over time, the lungs become weak in the sense they lose their flexibility. They will not be able to move as easily as they are required to do. In some cases, there is a serious condition called fibrosis, which can make the lungs in a pretty bad shape, because they lose even more flexibility. So bringing or keeping the lungs flexible is important. Throwing out whatever needs to be thrown out is important so that the lungs can do whatever they are meant to do. Right? So in Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, there are 3 major parts. The first part is called the huffing technique. Huff. When you take or when you breathe fast, especially with your mouth, we call it huffing. So the first part is huffing. Breathing with the mouth is not a good thing. So we never breathe in with the mouth. We breathe in through the nose. But when we do the huffing, we exhale through the mouth. So this is the first part. The huffing technique itself has 3 different parts, which we will do just now. Watch me and practice along with me, and turn on your video so I can see what you are doing. And if I notice something, then I may ask you to correct it. Stay relaxed. Remember, if you keep your belly relaxed, your huffing technique, your Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya will also work better. Relax your body. Take a slow, full, deep breath in. And with your mouth open, go. Push out. Blow out as much air as you can. Okay, once again, take a full, deep breath. And more the better. Don't make it a short huff. Let as much air that wants to leave, let it leave. But now we have to go deeper into this. After you do the first huff, don't breathe in. Wait a moment. You will notice when you do the first huff, your belly, your stomach will move inwards. So what you do is, do the first huff, relax the belly. Do a second huff, relax the belly. Do a third huff, relax the belly without breathing in. Watch me. I'll try to get you to focus. You will not be able to see too much, but anyway, let's try. I've taken an in breath and I go. And then breathe in. Notice, did you sense something? How I was pushing the belly in every time I did the huff? Did you
Sir, are
notice
you
it?
holding the breath? After
Sorry?
huffing, are you holding the breath?
No. After huffing, I'm not breathing in. I'm just allowing my body to be the way it is. And then I'm huffing again. To huff again, the body needs to move muscles, which are the stomach muscles, because the stomach muscles are connected with the diaphragm. I cannot move my diaphragm directly. I do not have direct control over the diaphragm except by relaxing the belly or tensing the belly. And they are connected. So every time I allow the belly to be relaxed, the diaphragm is also relaxed. And every time I tense or push the belly in, it also affects the diaphragm, which impacts the lungs.
One question, Guruji.
Ji.
What is the correct way of breathing?
Correct way of breathing. Oh, wow. The best way of breathing is to be very like a baby breathes. Have you seen a baby?
Yeah.
When a small baby, say 6 months, 1 year, is lying in bed on the back, the belly moves up and down.
Correct. No,
There
while
is no,
inhaling, the stomach should be loose.
yes, the stomach should be very relaxed so that when you breathe in, your belly will move outwards.
Okay, ठीक है.
And
Right.
when you breathe out, your belly will move inwards. It's called belly breathing. It's also called diaphragmatic breathing, diaphragm.
ठीक है. Thank you.
This is the best way to breathe, because nature taught the baby how to breathe. The mother doesn't say, baby, breathe like this or breathe like that. Nature teaches the baby to breathe like that. Isn't that so? The baby breathes like that because nature has taught the baby. All babies breathe like that. That is the best way. For any pranayam, for any kind of breath work, and breath work can do magic to your system. For any of those, first learn to belly breathe. Allow belly breathing to happen. On that, you can do whatever breath work, whatever pranayam, you get very good results. But first, belly breathing.
Guruji, I
So,
have a question.
Ji.
So, which one should be more, inhalation or exhalation?
Okay. Can you possibly inhale more than your body is capable of holding? And if you hold whatever is there and you don't exchange, then over time the toxins will build up in your body. So obviously more or less equal. Whatever you breathe in, that is what you breathe out, more or less. However, you breathe in faster, you breathe out slower. In certain yogic practices, we say breathe to the count of 3, 4, 5, 10, or whatever, but breathe out to double that count. Why do we say that? Because whatever the breath has brought in, we want it to circulate to the whole part, to the whole body, all the organs, all the cells, and we allow them to leave slowly. Sorry. Anyway, come back to our huffing technique. So take a slow, full, deep breath, keep the belly relaxed. Do the first huff. After that, wait a moment, relax. When I say relax, allow your belly to move outwards again. And then do a second huff without breathing in, a third huff, a fourth huff, fifth huff, whatever your body can handle. You don't have to do more than your body can handle. You don't have to say that I need to do 10 huffs, I need to do 20 huffs. No, nothing like that. Some people huff, in every huff, they expel more out breath. Some people expel less out breath, or the exhalation does not throw out as much air for some. For some, there is much more. So there is no standard practice. As many times as your body is comfortable. Pressure. How much pressure should you use? Start with low pressure. Don't use too much pressure. Start low, begin to add pressure. Whatever your body is able to handle. As long as your body is comfortable, do it. Body says not comfortable, listen to the body. Okay? Once again, Relax relax your whole system, the belly, etc. Take a slow, full, deep breath, and then go. Relax. Relax the belly. Again. Relax. Don't breathe. Relax again. No breathing. Again. Yes. So did you notice what I did just now? Some phlegm came up. So what I did was I just blew out so that whatever needs to come out may come out. And I threw it into this little container. Because then I don't need to get up again and again to go out to cleanse the lungs. I can just do it here. Keep a little tissue paper or something so that it can be washed easily, cleared easily. Anybody else getting the sense that they need to throw out some mucus or phlegm? Anybody getting that sense? Kalpita ji, right? No?
Yeah, a
Anyone?
little bit. Not.
Okay.
Guruji,
Doesn't
one
matter.
question.
हाँ
Okay.
बोलिए 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 कौन
So do we bend down when we
no
are?
no you don't bend down intentionally, but when you are using that pressure your body automatically goes down. Automatically there is a movement forward and as if the head is coming down. I'm not doing it, it's happening.
I got little bit in my throat, but not coming out.
So do this. See, the system, the sinuses, the throat, the it's an amazing place. You have no idea what may be stuck where in what form. So gargling, do this, but also gargle. Hot water, reasonably hot water, chai ka pani. So if you add little, like a liquor, tea liquor, not with doodh, not with milk, just the liquor, add a little salt, warm water or hot water, and then gargle with that. It helps to cleanse or clear out the whole thing. Remember, to breathe better is to live better. Everything you can do to make your breath a little better than before will help you. Okay, once again, take a
Guruji,
slow G.
one question.
Yes.
Three huffing without inhalation, or in each huffing we have to inhale and we have to huff without
No,
inhalation. Okay.
without inhalation. So what we
Okay.
are doing is every huff, we are trying to push out anything that needs to be thrown out, especially phlegm. What does phlegm do? If the phlegm collects in the lungs, a little bit of phlegm is necessary. That's why the body creates it. But when there is more than a little bit, it creates like a barrier between the walls of the lung and the air that is coming into the lungs. So the air that is coming into the lungs, this barrier stops the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So therefore, when there is too much of the of phlegm in the body, in the lungs, we feel short of breath because the body needs more. It's not getting it. So it sends a signal that you need to give me more of this breath. Okay, once again, slow, full, deep breath, belly relaxed. And go. Relax the belly. Again, relax the belly. No breath. Again, relax the belly. In. So sorry. See, my body's spelling phlegm. Anybody else getting the sense that phlegm is coming out? Anyone else? Turn on your video so I can see what you're doing. Don't be shy. I mean, It's for your well-being, it's for your health. So if I see what you are doing and how you're doing it, I can help correct anything that needs to be corrected. Yeah, anybody else throwing out any flame? No, doesn't matter. Do it again. So this particular thing, do this 5 rounds. Slow, full, deep breath, expel, huff, and throw out as much air. Now, I will not guide you. You do it on your own. Take your own slow, full, deep breath. Relax the belly, huff, relax the belly again, repeat as many times as you are comfortable. Listen to your body. No fighting with the body. Come on, do it.
So after the huff, the inhalation is automatic.
Okay. So after you huff, if the inhalation is automatic, it obviously means that your body is not totally under your control. Doesn't matter. Let it come up slowly. Let it happen slowly. Your mind is a very powerful thing. Unfortunately, the mind is used against you rather than for you. When your mind becomes your servant rather than your master, then your mind begins to achieve its full potential. So, mind is a horrible master and a great servant. Don't let it be your master. Okay, try once again. Slow, full, deep breath and do it as I have shown. I will not tell you now. You do it on your own. If you have any doubts, ask me.
Guruji, my exhalation, I'm not sure if I'm doing it properly. Can you please listen once?
Okay. Yeah, it seems fine, Kalpitaji. Your exhales are quite long, which is good, as long as you're not breathing after the exhale, after the huff. That's perfect.
Thank you,
And,
Guruji.
and after doing it, if you feel anything in the throat, that means some phlegm, some mucus wants to be thrown out. So then clear your throat. Like I do, I use a handkerchief, just so that it doesn't, mess around. Like, people clear their throats, like that. Clear it, and then if something needs to be thrown out, throw it into a container or something that you kept for the purpose, tissue paper or something.
Sure, Guruji, thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else? Okay, see, she had to get up to go to throw out the phlegm, but it's easier if you keep a small bowl, put a tissue paper over there so that you don't have to get up again and again. Anybody else able to throw out more phlegm? Is anyone through?
Yeah,
Swapna
I
ji.
did.
Okay. Very good. Raj Kishore ji. Okay, very good. Yeah. So once again, do this for a total of 5 repetitions at least. So 5 times, full breath in, huff, 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 relax. Full breath in, huff, 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 relax. Breathe in. So do this 5 times. Today it's taking a little longer because it's day 1, but as you continue to do it in the future, it'll take a shorter time.
Huffing should be 5 times.
Yeah. No. Huffing, like I said earlier, how many huffs you do is up to you. Whatever your body is comfortable. There is no fixed number. If your body is happy with one, I will not ask you to do a second one until such time as your body is ready to do it again. As you continue, see, remember, the moment you are doing this, you are also exercising your lungs. So if you've not been exercising your lungs regularly, then maybe your lungs will not be happy with the exercise. So we won't push it too much. We'll get it to do it slowly over time. Okay. So once again, do it. Full deep breath in. And after you've done it, tell me 5 times. Sorry. keep a little container like this or something, and put a tissue paper under that so you can clean it more easily. Longer huffs. Don't make a that's not good. Your huff should be relaxed belly, relaxed belly. So if you are young, if you're healthy, if you have no major health issues, and your body can take enough pressure, you can add a little pressure slowly, not in the first chance, slowly add to it. The pressure that you use will throw out more phlegm. So that's good. Right. So this is the first part of the huffing technique. Huffing technique has 3 parts. In totally, first there is the huffing technique, then there are 2 more, which I'll show you later. Now what you do is take a full huff or take a full breath. When you do the huff, first huff after this, bring your attention to the lower part of your body. That means uh, somewhere near your lower abdomen. Bring your attention to that along the back. So along the spine, bring your attention to the lower back and mentally do a little push over there as you do the huff. So I'm doing a huff. I'm going to mentally or just with my mind bring the pressure somewhere along this area and push that up along the breath, up along the spine. Mentally, that's all. There's no other aspect to this. Take a full deep breath. I'm going to squeeze from there. Relax, belly relax. Again, squeeze again. This time, squeeze goes higher. Again. Again. Moving the squeeze higher along the back. Try, see if you can do it. Bring your attention to the pelvic region, to the lower abdomen area, along the back. Push over there. Remember, your Sushumna Nadi runs in that area. So doing anything you can to clear, to help cleanse the Sushumna will help you in many other ways, because the Sushumna Nadi runs through your chakras. Chaliye kariye, do it on your own. Full, slow, deep breath. Do the squeeze in the lower abdomen, upper abdomen, somewhere near the chest area, the mid, near the ribs, etc., and up. So just push, 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 push along the back. See if you can do it. If you have any trouble, ask me. So you're employing an inner squeeze. Yes. Raj Kishore ji is able to throw out a lot of phlegm, right? Raj Kishore ji?
Yes, sir.
Ah, very good, very good. Avijit Bhattacharya ji, you are also throwing out phlegm? Okay, very good.
Guruji, I'm feeling like to puke.
Puke, puke, go ahead and puke. Go to the bathroom. If you see, you may have, did you eat something before you came?
I had 2 glasses of water at 4:30.
No problem. If your body wants to throw it, that means there is something stuck there. Let it come out. Go, go, go. Do it. Srilata ji, go. Do it. And come back fast. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. Anybody having any difficulty with the squeezes? Happening well? Okay, very good. Once again, take a full deep breath. Don't stop, continue doing it. In. Who is able to throw out more phlegm? Kalpita ji, yes.
Guruji, I'm having the sensation of coughing a little bit, little
Very good.
irritation on my throat.
That
Feel
means
like
the phlegm, the mucus wants to come out. Throw it out. In the chat window, I have given some of the contact info, my website, group where you can join for other breathwork techniques in the days ahead, and the YouTube link. So if you want to see some of my videos on Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya and other breathwork techniques, you can take a look over there. Yes. Any observation? Are you able to work it well? Srilata ji, were you able to vomit?
No, Guruji, but
Okay.
while I was trying to give the pressure, that time I was feeling like to puke,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I will practice in the bathroom that huffing, and I will.
No, do it now. Do it now. Don't practice in the bathroom. Do it now. If you feel the urge to throw up, by all means throw up. See, sometimes a lot of phlegm collects in the body. In one of such programs, I had somebody who had so much. I mean, it was like she was vomiting phlegm. She was throwing out so much phlegm, and she says, "Wow, I feel so much better now." So let it happen. Any toxins, anything that is not needed in the body should come out. Okay. So 5 times you do this also. So 5 times you just do the huff, repeated huffs, and then 5 times you do repeated huffs with the squeeze. Okay. Hemanji, I just shared it. No, it's there in the chat window. You'll find it there. Okay. There we go. Can you see it, Hemanji? Right? Okay. So this is what you do. The squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Just move the squeeze higher. Try not to squeeze along the belly in the front, because we want to throw out the phlegm that has collected in the system, and the as you do the squeezing up the spine, it'll help to throw it out very well. If you do too much of squeezing along the belly, you might get other feeling. I mean, like Srilata ji gets the need to maybe throw up, can happen, but we don't do this after eating or after a heavy meal or whatever. We do this on an empty stomach or a near empty stomach. Pani piya, not an issue. Any cleansing is good. So that was the
so
second
like
part. Ji, बोलिए.
so this squeezing जो हो रहा है आप we are squeezing the lower back as well as the abdomen, or both at a time, at the same time?
Yes. See, this is a very general squeeze that you are doing along the spine, along that area, along the back. So you start in the lowest area, which is near the pelvic region or lower back, middle back, upper back, chest, shoulder area also, if you like. So just squeeze here, then here, then here, then here, then here. So you move it like this, squeeze up, like in a massage, somebody's moving the hands up. So here you are using your squeezes up the spine. Very good to cleanse. Remember 72,000 nadis. 72,000 nadis, and obviously they are connected with our respiratory system, and so on. So as you do this, whatever phlegm is collected in the lungs, whatever phlegm is collected in the nadis, will move upwards, will continue to move upwards, and it will come collect in the throat area, for example, in the sinuses. So therefore, gargle, do jalneti if you know how to do jalneti. These are all very good. Nasya, when you put some oil in the nostrils, these are all very good practices to help you breathe better. Remember, to breathe better is to live better. Whatever you do to help you with your breathing, whatever you do to make your breath better, will do you a tremendous amount of good. If you are breathing better, it will impact every aspect of your life. Listen to me. When you breathe better, it will impact every aspect of your life. That is why we need to breathe so much. Now, come, let's do the third part. Oh my God, we're a little over time, but I hope you don't mind a few minutes extra. Is that okay? Okay, great. So now take a slow, full, deep breath. This time, when you do the squeeze, bring your attention to the chakras. Take a full, deep breath. When you bring your attention to the chakra, first near the Mooladhara, which is the tailbone at the end of the spine, squeeze at the tailbone. Relax. Next one, tailbone and Swadhisthana area, sacral chakra. These two areas, squeeze both these places along the spine. Relax. Then Manipura, a little higher. So do the squeezing up the spine. So I will not say each chakra name. What I will say is 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means you are moving or including the squeeze through the chakras. Very, very powerful technique to help not only with cleansing, for your breath, but also to clear out whatever is stuck in the different chakra levels. Very powerful, very useful. Over time, you will see the benefits. So take a slow, full, deep breath. Relax your belly. And as you do the huff, squeeze at the Mooladhara. Relax. Mooladhara, Swadhisthana. Relax. 1, 2, 3. Relax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. 1, 2, 5. Relax. Repeat. Again. In. Anything wants to come out, anything needs to be expelled, throw it out. Expel that. Yes, Avijit ji is also wanting to expel a lot. Yeah, very good. He's expelling beautifully. Yeah, Rajkishore ji is also expelling a lot of phlegm. Excellent. Anybody else expelling? Other, yeah, 1 plus, 1 plus G. Okay. Srilata ji, any mucus coming out?
Coming out, but it is stucking here only. I'm
No, no,
not
no, no,
able
no.
to bring
Do
out.
this.
Okay. Okay.
Do this and it will come out. Anyone else? Okay, very good. So again, do this again. Do it a few times. I will not prompt you. You do it on your own. Remember, full breath in. As you do the huff, squeeze 1, Mooladhara. Squeeze 1, 2, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana. Squeeze 1, 2, 3, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus Anahata. 1, 2, 5 plus Vishuddhi. If you like, you can actually do it at the Agya also. I don't teach that yet. I don't talk about it too much because some people may put a little extra pressure and then lead to a headache or something. So therefore, I don't say too much. Obviously, there are no muscles here. So the only thing that happens is your intention that gets the result.
I have question, Guruji.
जी बोलिए.
So I'm able to do 3 or 4 cuffing only
Hmm.
at a time. So I can reach up to Manipura or
No, no,
that.
no. There is a better way for you to do. When you do the first squeeze, do 1 and 2. When you do the second half, do 1, 2, 3, 4. When you do the third half, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No problem. If you cannot, if you're not able to have 5, 6, 7 times, start by including 2 different chakra levels and then moving up 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that way.
But
Try different combinations.
every time it has to start with the one only. No?
See, I want you to start with the 1 because I don't want what is up somewhere above to go downwards. I want it to continue moving upwards so that it can be thrown out. So that is why I'm saying 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You adding the whole squeeze in that whole area. Slowly, this will start clearing the whole system. Not only your whole system, nadis, etc., but your sushumna. It will cleanse the sushumna. It will have an impact on your chakras as well. Very powerful technique. Once it's understood and practiced regularly, in fact, today is only day 1. Abhi to, you are able to throw out some phlegm, see some difference. Today, of course, we started a little late also because initially we were talking about other things. So we weren't doing the practice so much. So a little time was spent on that. But tomorrow we will go to the second part of the technique, huffing, and then the next part, which is combining it with the uh, complete yogic breath. Very powerful technique, but we use it in a little different way. The idea is over time, remember, the total cleansing 72,000 nadis in your body will not happen in one day. Continue doing it over a period of time. You will find your breathing system has totally become altered. It's become so much better. Like I keep saying, to breathe better is to live better. The more you are able to do it, the more you're able to throw out the flame. See, 72,000 nadis, they're spread all over the body. We don't know where all the phlegm has collected. As you continue doing it, all of it will start coming up, moving upwards, getting cleared out of the lungs. Lungs itself, size of a tennis court. Some of the stuff that may be coming out of the lungs, maybe God knows how many years old. We don't know. So continue doing this.
Guruji,
Continue to take, yeah, continue to take advantage.
is it normal if I'm not getting any phlegm?
See, if you are not getting any phlegm, there are 2 possibilities. Your body does not have too much phlegm. Number 1 possibility. Number 2 possibility, there is some old phlegm that is lying collected somewhere deep inside the lungs. So don't worry about not throwing out the lungs. If your body coughs, you get the sense, cough, cough. That means something wants to come out. Where is that gentleman? Yeah, Sharvananji, Rajendranji. Yeah. If your body is coughing, that means something needs to come out. If some people say, I have a dry cough, I don't have phlegm, I have a dry cough. But that dry cough is a sign that something needs to be thrown out.
Thanks, Guruji.
Now, second thing is, at the moment, maybe no phlegm, no mucus, no problem. Great. In the future, if you catch a cold, or if your breathing becomes challenged for some reason, learn the technique, use it then. Learning something to help you clear out toxins from your body will help you. Also, even if it does not help you directly, supposing your daughter or your son has a problem, and if you're able to guide them, that will help. Even if you're not able to guide them totally, if you become aware of how powerful this system is for cleansing, you can watch the videos on YouTube, etc. It'll help you. Hai na?
Sure, thanks.
Should we do it daily? Or?
Yes. Do it daily so that you begin to understand how the system works. Once you have understood it very well, if your body is not producing too much phlegm, if there isn't too much phlegm to clear, it's okay, don't do it daily. But don't forget it. Because once you have learned it and you've forgotten, Learning it again will be very difficult. See, the problem is the mind. Initially, the mind is curious. The mind wants to know. Therefore, the mind will pay attention. It will absorb information. It will try these things. But once the mind has learned and then forgotten, if you try to teach the mind again, the mind will say, no, I know it. You cannot teach a mind that knows. You cannot teach a mind that knows. You cannot teach it. That's it. You can only teach a mind that is curious, that does not know, because then it's curious to know. That is the nature of the human mind. You can't do anything about it. So if you've learned a good technique, if you've learned a useful technique, and if you let it slip out of your hands, getting it back will be very difficult. However, these videos are posted on YouTube, so you should be able to access them and watch them and practice when you need, if necessary.
I have one more question, Guruji.
Yes, Bansalji, yes.
What are the contra-indicators? I mean, who should not do?
Very good. So like I said initially, only use as much pressure as your body allows, number one. The moment your body starts, rebelling, I don't like this. Somebody feels, like their pressure is going up. Somebody has an issue with that. Somebody has heart issues. They're not able to bear the pressure. Slow down. It's not as if one squeeze will kill you. It's usually not like that. And you're not adding the maximum pressure. You're starting slow, building up on that slowly, adding to it slowly. As your body becomes more and more capable of handling it, add more pressure. Yes, Kalpita ji, I can see your hand is up.
No, thank you, Guruji. I was about to ask the same question, if there are any limitations or contraindications to this practice, or anyone and everyone can be do. Like any cancer patients who had a throat surgery, or who had like other cancer,
yes.
can.
If a cancer patient had a surgery in the throat, naturally they will not be able to take too much pressure.
Like
So ask them to go very gentle with it. Try it, but be very gentle with it. If the body doesn't feel comfortable, stop it. See, there are two things. One is when the body is not comfortable, then stop it. There are times when the mind is not comfortable, but the mind plays its games. So you don't listen to the mind always. If you always listen to your mind, remember, you will become a slave of the mind. Then the mind will do whatever it wants with you. Most of the time, what I call my mind may not be my mind, because it's not working for my benefit. In fact, it's working against me. So people have to understand what this mind is, if they want to. I mean, if they don't want to, that's another matter. But tell me, where is your mind? Kalpita, since I'm asking you, since I'm talking to you, tell me, where is your mind? Can anybody tell me where your mind is?
can be anywhere.
Everybody says, I have a mind, but where is that mind? Can anybody?
Can be anywhere. Anywhere,
Okay.
not with me right now. It can be somewhere.
Okay. All right. She says her mind is not with her, or maybe with somebody else. So somebody has a remote control over you. Okay, fine. Fair enough. You accept that. See, the mind is not a physical organ. So it's not like the brain. It's located here. It's not like the heart, a physical organ. It's located here. Mind is more like a sukshma organ. Organ is a wrong word, but it's like a sukshma organ. However, mind is very deeply connected with your emotions. Whenever your emotions are active, your mind will be active. So where are your emotions located? Where are your emotions located? Emotions are located throughout your endocrine system, which is the same as the chakras. Which is why our yogic system or our adhyatmic system is so powerful. It has a deep understanding of the whole, the way the human body functions, the human being functions, and the mind is included. And remember one more very interesting thing about Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism. Hinduism is basically about controlling your mind. That is Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma is about learning to control your mind, to come out of the control of your mind. And to do this, there are a million things that you can do because everyone is affected in its own special way. So, learning all of these things and becoming the master of your mind, that is what Sanatan Dharma is. Sanatan Dharma is not about going to a temple, doing Ram Ram, or doing a pranam and then coming out. No, go sit down in the temple. Sadhguru talks about it very often. Go sit down in the temple, absorb the vibrations. When the vibrations are absorbed, what happens? Your emotions are settled. When you go to a temple and you absorb the vibrations, your emotions become a little easy, a little more relaxed, a little more settled. The more your emotions become settled, the more your mind will become settled. So, in many ways, to be able to control your mind means you should be able to control your emotions. So, whenever we say we are, affected, our mind is overworking, our mind is always creating difficulties for us. Always. Ask, and Ramayana is such a beautiful story. I wrote an article about this a few days ago. I think I'll post. Are you all in one of my breathwork groups? Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya or the breathwork with Raj Yogi. I'll just post that
No,
again.
I don't think so.
Anyway, I'm sharing the link. So see, notice there it says chat, WhatsApp, etc. Can you see it? If you
Yeah.
click on that, if you copy that, and you
Yeah.
can join. It's a group called the Breathwork with Raj Yogi. I use the name Raj Yogi for my writing, etc. Otherwise, I'm just Rajesh. I don't need to be called Raj Yogi. Call me Rajesh. That's okay. But for
I
my writing,
requested now.
yeah,
I
I'll add you.
requested now.
Oh, yeah, I'll add
Thank
you.
you. And
So,
is there a max?
sorry, go on.
No, please, please.
नहीं, बोलिए बोलिए.
Sir, after you.
Okay. So I'm saying I'll share the article about what I wrote a few days ago, so that you also begin to understand the role of your mind. Ma- and I write about this very often. Mind, ego, emotions. They're always working together. If the mind is upset, it'll upset the emotions. If the emotions are upset, it'll upset the mind. It'll cause thoughts. And the ego wants to be in charge. I just asked Shobhaji a few minutes ago, Shobhaji, can you beat your heart? She says, no, I can't. I said, can you circulate your blood? She says, no, I can't. Can you digest your food? No, she can't. She can't do any of these things. So that means if I say she can't, we are referring to her ego. Her being obviously can, and it's doing it always, but her ego cannot do it. Yet the ego pretends it is in control. The ego has no power. Ego is like a shadow. When the sun comes up, the shadow comes up. So when there is the presence of Atma in the body, the presence of ego comes up. That's all there is to it. Ego has no presence otherwise. It has no reality. It's just like a shadow. It's just like, something as a consequence because there is life. The moment Atma leaves, the moment life leaves, can my ego do anything? Nothing. There's no power. Yet the ego thinks it is in control, and it starts by controlling my mind. So mind, ego, emotion, they come together like a gang and they create problems for me. My ego, my mind, my emotions, and they become my enemies. So in Sanatan Dharma, we recognize this, and therefore the focus is on stilling the mind. As you still your mind, your emotions are stilled. As your emotion and mind are stilled, your ego loses control. What can the ego do if it has no control over the mind? It's gone, it's lost, it's over, it's finished. Bye bye, ego. But as long as the mind and emotions are available, the ego will play its games. So when we speak of killing the ego, you can't kill the ego. You still the mind, you get control over your emotions, you will get control over your ego. Slowly, the ego's control over you begins to die. So you can say the ego has been killed. I'm sorry, this is Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. It's not about the mind. So I'm sorry if I digress, but it's nice to understand, get a little understanding, overview of things. So remember, emotions, mind are interrelated. So the mind is not located here or here or here or here. It's all over. Sometimes maybe even the mind is a little outside because our senses bring in stuff from the outside. So in that sense, wherever my senses are able to reach, until there, my mind exists. If I can hear 5 miles away, my mind is also up to 5 miles away. If I'm able to see 2 kilometers away, that means my mind is also able to be that wide. Just a thought. Again, I can't prove it to you, nor can anybody disprove it to you. But understand that mind, ego, emotions, these are playing games, and your mind is always, whatever emotions are working inside you, those are the kind of thoughts that are passing through your mind. So when there are negative emotions, negative energy, negative thoughts, this will make negativity in your life. So learning to control this, settle this, understand this. This is why we are available, or we have life as a human being, to be able to use all of these and rise to our highest potential. That is the purpose of human life. Okay, I'm sorry for the digression. We've taken so much extra time. Oh my God, 20 minutes extra. Any questions?
What is this chakra, the role of chakra in the mind? I mean, I didn't really catch what you're saying about the chakra. You said when you see something, your mind goes there. Your mind goes there. Then how is this chakra cleansing of the chakra?
Chakras are repositories of emotions. Emotions, hormones. Hormones are also very closely connected with emotions. The endocrine system. What is fear? When you feel fear, you actually feel fear. You're not thinking fear. You feel fear. When you are angry, you feel anger. You are not thinking anger, but it impacts your thought. So all these feelings are being generated in the endocrine system, in the chakra system. So in adhyatmic practices, we work on the chakras so that we can clear out the chakras. What memory and emotions are closely connected. Remember one thing, without memory, emotions are nothing.
I totally
So,
agree.
so when you have a baby, for example, if you take the baby, throw it up in the air, there is no fear. He'll laugh. Ha, ha, ha. He's laughing. He's not concerned because he is not aware. He has no memory connected with falling down and getting hurt. So when you throw the baby up, he's laughing. He's not concerned about, there is no fear in him. But once he has experienced some kind of pain related to something, then the thing about fear starts coming. So fear needs to be stored somewhere, and it's stored in in the endocrine system, in the chakra system. So memory and emotions become interlinked, they become connected, and they can trigger each other. I hope that answers your question, Shobhaji. Yeah, Kalpitaji.
Guruji, this is a great point and maybe a probing question in my mind that I have been kind of willing to get answered. So this is a great point about, this is, I think, my favorite topic, I would say. So
Okay.
I have a recurring pattern that happens in my life, no matter what I do. I do lots of practices. You also mentioned Sadhguru. So I have been doing, different kinds of practices, different meditations. But at certain point of time, I see a pattern repeating in my life, which I just want to get out of it. So it is
Okay.
not pleasant. But I feel I fall trap into that hole and I am not able to come back. So I just wanted your perspective or throw some light, please?
Yes, I will. So I'm so glad you spoke about this and you spoke about it reasonably openly, and that's wonderful. So a lot of people have many habits. For example, somebody has a drink problem. They continue drinking all their life. I used to be a heavy smoker. I smoked for 40 years. And for 20 of those years, I smoked 40 cigarettes a day. So what happens is when your energy is stuck in a certain chakra, if your energy is stuck in a certain chakra, you will continue doing whatever consciousness is generated in that chakra. So every chakra generates a certain level of consciousness. So if your energy is in that chakra, simply by moving your energy away from that chakra, ideally to a higher chakra, you will be able to overcome the problem that was being generated because the energy was at a certain level. Like look at this computer. Are you using a computer in front of you? Some of
I'm
you,
using the phone.
okay, you're using a phone, doesn't matter. If you're using a computer, in your computer you have many drives: drive A, drive B, drive C, drive D. When you are in drive A, you cannot see what is in drive B, drive C, drive D. But whatever is there in drive A is available to you. But you'll have to go click on the right file, it'll open. Similarly, chakras are like different kinds of drives in the human system, and these are connected with your levels of consciousness. We go deeper into this in a program that I call the Swatantra Kriya. We'll talk about it at some point of time. For the moment, join this group if you like, the
Yeah.
breathwork with Raj Yogi, because I'm going to
Yes.
start weekly breathwork sessions free for ordinary common people to make them more aware of their breath, the power of their breath, and to learn certain techniques to improve their lives. So at least start with those, and then later, if you want, we can go to deeper programs, explore other programs. I've also given you my website, so you'll get some information about my programs and also my articles. There are many articles that are shared there in the blogs. Many articles about the breath, sometimes about the mind, about the emotions. It's all there. But if you join now and if you send me a message, Kalpita ji, I'll share the recent article that I spoke about Ramayana and so on. You'll get some clarity. Anything else? Anyone else?
Sure. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will get in touch.
Great. Yeah, very good.
Thank you,
Anyone?
Guruji.
Any
It was
questions?
wonderful session.
Great. So tomorrow, before we start, do a little bit of the huffing technique, so that in the rest of the session we can focus on other aspects and go to, because all this talk is great, but our major focus is Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, right? Cleansing the lungs, making the lungs in a condition so that we are able to breathe better. That is what we aim to do. Contact information has been shared. I think I'll do it once again in case anyone has missed it and wants it. Okay. Shall we end for today? We've gone very long, 30 minutes of our time. But I'm so glad
Okay,
you
good
were
morning.
patient. Thank you.
Thank you, Guru.
Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.